So we have these two figures which we are already well versed with. C plus I plus D plus X minus M is GDP at MP. And in NNP at FC, so the difference between these two terms is just NIA. So in NNP at FC, of course, the net income from abroad has to be added. So C is the right answer. So B and C are the right answer.
IIT JAM 2023, question number 38. Which of the following major developments have been undertaken after the initiation of structural reforms in 1991 of the Indian economy? Okay, this is a GK question. A general deregulation of interest rate and a greater role for market forces in the determination of both interest and exchange rate. This is, so whatever you notice in the economy currently, that will be the answer, as simple as that. So this we notice, correct? Phase out of ad hoc treasury bill which will put a check on the automatic monetization. Okay. An exchange rate anchor. We don't have any anchor. We don't have any anchor of exchange rate. That happens in countries like the UAE, which is having a currency that is pegged to the dollar. So we don't have an exchange rate anchor. A commitment to the fiscal responsibility and budget management which sought to put ceiling on the overall. Yes, definitely each and every finance minister looks for this to happen. So the answer is A, B and D. C is not a reality today. So it's more of a logical question as well. If you take a look at it, C is not a prevalent practice ever in India. So it cannot be the answer. Remaining three have been prevalent. So you can take a calculated guess and mark A, B, D, which is also the correct answer. IIT JAM 2023, question number 39. Which of the following functions qualify to be a cumulative density function? So for a valid cumulative density function, the lower interval, like for example, I'll show it with an example. This one, f0, which is the lower value, should be 0. And f infinity should be 1. Let's put it here. f0, 1 minus e to the power 0, which is 1 minus 1, which is equal to 0. So this is okay. F infinity, if it goes to infinity, this will go to 1. So f infinity is 1 and f0 is 0. So this is a valid cumulative density function. Okay. What about the next one? Again, f minus infinity should be 0 and f infinity should be 1. So f minus infinity, if I put here, e to the power of minus infinity is e to the power of infinity. So e to the power of infinity will mean 1 plus infinity, which is infinity, 1 by 1 plus infinity, which is 0. Okay. And f infinity, this will be e to the power of minus infinity, which will go to 0. So 1 by 1 plus 0, which is again 1. So this is also holding. F infinity is 1 and f minus infinity is 0. So this is also correct. What about C? Let's take a look at C, whether C is the answer or not. So again, Fe should be 0 and f infinity should be 1. Now Fe, so ln E is 1. So 1 minus 1 by E. So this becomes 1 minus 1 by E. Not a valid CDF. Because 1 minus 1 by E is not equal to 0. Not a valid CDF. Out. What about Fx, which is D? Again, I should have Fe should be equal to 1 and Fe should be equal to 0 and F infinity should be equal to 1. So Fe. So 1 minus ln E is 1. Yes, this is equal to 0. So this is holding. F infinity, ln infinity is infinity. So 1 minus 1 by infinity, which is equal to 1 minus 0. So this is 1 holding. Correct. So both again Fe is equal to 0 and F infinity is equal to 1. So this is again a valid CDF. So A, B and D are valid CDF, whereas C is not a valid CDF. Answer is A, B and D. You have to mark all three. Question number 40. We have a joint probability density function of the random variable x and y. This is the joint probability density function. We need to basically firstly find out the marginal density of x and then for y. Okay. So if we start off with the marginal density of x, we know that x is between 0 to 1 and we need to integrate over the range for y. Y range is x to x plus 1. This is 1. Okay. dy is basically y going from x to x plus 1. So basically, this is what I'll get. Okay. Now to talk about y, the marginal density of y. Firstly, we'll have to integrate over the range of x. Now, when x is equal to 0, y will lie between 0 to 1 and when x is equal to 1, y will lie between 1 to 2. It's given in the problem that x less than y less than x plus 1. So if x is equal to 0, y will lie between 0 to 1. If x is equal to 1, y will lie between 1 to 2. So these are the two things, and we need to integrate over the range of x. So basically, what are we going to do? X 0 to y. This was the case when y is between 0 to 1. So that's equal to y when y is lying between 0 to 1. And it will be y to 2 again and dx. So this will basically give me 2 minus y when y is lying between 1 to 2. See, this is happening because we know that you have a situation like this where x is also lying between 0 to 1. Okay, so x has a limitation till y, and y will be from 0 to 1 and from 1 to 2 depending on the values of x. Okay, so this is what we will get. This is my fx. Similarly, I can write my fy as y okay. So we can go into options. This is definitely correct. Now we need to talk about expectation and variance of the two. Okay. So choose a different color. Expectation is half. Variance x is expectation x square minus expectation x whole square. So the expectation is half and the variance is 1 by 12. Yeah. C is also one of the answers. Now let's find out the expectation and variance of y. This is what my PDF is. This is the starting point. So four minus 8 by 3 minus 1 minus 1 by 3. 12 minus 4 by 3, 1 by 3 plus 4 by 3 minus 2 by 3. 3 minus 2 by 3, 1. So expectation y is 1. This is matching. I need to find out the variance. So let's find out the variance as well. So we find out expectation y square firstly. Therefore, variance y will be 7 by 6 minus, expectation is 1 by 6. Okay. So what do we have here? We have expectation y and variance y is 1 by 6. That also is working. See, expectation y we found is equal to 1. Then we found expectation y square, which was 7 by 6. Then we found variance of y, which is expectation y square minus expectation y whole square. That's 1 by 6. So we were able to find out our expectation of x, variance x, expectation y, variance y. So the answer for this question number 40 is B, C, D. All of them are correct. Answer. Please mark your answer B, C, D.
IIT JAM 2023 question number 41. X follows a uniform 820, Z follows a uniform 06. Be independent random variables. Let Y be x plus Z, W be x minus Z. So covariance of x plus Z, comma x minus Z. So this is covariance of XX minus covariance of XZ plus covariance of XZ minus covariance of ZZ. Now, x and z are independent random variables, so this is equal to 0. This is also equal to 0. Covariance XX is variance x, and this is variance z. So variance x is basically b minus a whole square by 12. Variance z is b minus a whole square by 12. So 12 square by 12 minus 6 square by 12. This basically is 12 minus 6 by 2. So this is equal to 3. IIT JAM 2023 question number 42. Y follows normal 3, 1, where 3 is the expectation and 1 is the variance. W follows normal 1, 2. This is the expectation, this is the variance. X follows a Bernoulli distribution where x is equal to 1 with a probability of 0.9 and 0 with a probability of 0.1. Let S is equal to this. What is the expectation of S? So the expectation of S is basically x will take the value 1 with 0.9. So 0.9 into 1 into the expectation of y plus 1 minus x. So 0.9 into 0 into expectation w, right? Because when x takes the value 1, 1 minus 1 is 0, plus 0.1 with a probability of 0.1, x takes the value 0 into expectation y, plus 0.1 into 1 minus x will now be 1 into expectation w. So basically what we will get is 0.9 expectation y plus 0.9 expectation w. Okay, so 0.9 into expectation y plus 0.1 into expectation w. So 2.7 plus 0.1, which is 2.8. This is what my expectation of S will be. Just put this as your answer. You will get it absolutely correct. I hope everyone has been able to understand this. The ones who have not been able to answer, this is extremely easy. You just have to put in x following a Bernoulli distribution. X is equal to 1 with a probability of 0.9, 0 with a probability of 0.1. Okay, you just have to know this and then be able to solve it. Expectation S is x takes two values, either 1 or 0. Just put in the probability and the value. That's it. Okay, is this clear to everyone? If it is clear, then please raise your hand. Question number 43, IIT JAM 2023. If x denotes the sum of the numbers appearing on the throw of two fair 6-faced dice, then the probability that x lies between 7 and 10. So basically the probability that x is equal to 8 and the probability that x is equal to 9 is what we need to find, because between 7 and 10, there are only two possibilities that two fair 6-faced dice can take, 8 and 9. Now the probability of 8 is 5 by 36 and 9 is 4 by 36. So 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 by 36 is basically 1 by 4. 1 by 4, round off to 2 decimal places, is 0.25. Question number 44, IIT JAM 23. 2010 का दिया हुआ population and GDP, 2020 का दिया हुआ population and GDP. The average growth rate compounded annually of per capita GDP in an economy during the period this. So what will be the per capita GDP here? This is 40 by 25. This is 25 by 20. ये तो 1.25 है. And 40 by 25, 1.6. So in 10 years, the growth is 1.6 by 1.25. So 1.6 divided by 1.25. This is happening in 10 years. Okay. So average growth rate will be, geometric mean होता है average growth rate. So to the power 1 by 10. To the power 1 by 10. आ गया 1.02499 something. To 1.025. Okay. So 2.5%. This should be the answer.
Question 45. Consider a Keynesian cross model, but this is the consumption function, tax function, and income identity to find the multiplier. So let's put in the values in this income identity. So y is equal to C, which can be replaced with C naught plus B y minus T. T can be replaced with T naught minus T y, and C plus I plus G plus I naught plus G naught. And the multiplier, so we'll just take out dy by dg. So dy is going to be equal to B dy minus T dy plus dg naught. So 1 minus B plus bt dy is equal to dg. So dy by dg will be 1 by 1 minus B plus bt. And now we can put in the values of B being 0.7 and T being 0.2. So dy by dg will be equal to 1 by 1 minus 0.7 plus 0.7 into 0.2. Okay, so we can solve this. This becomes 1 by 1 minus 0.7. So this can be 0.3 plus 0.14. So this will be 1 by 0.44. And we need this value to round off to 2 decimal places. So this will be written as 100 over 44. And now we'll have to divide 100 by 44. So that will be 2, and the remainder will be 22. So let's do it properly. So this will be 2, 88, 12. So this will be again 2. Okay, so 32 and then another 2, 0. So 7 4s are 28, 8 carry 2, 7 4s are 28 and 30. And this will be another 12. So we can, if we bring another 0 down, 120, this will be 2 again. So if I round it off, this is going to be 2.27.